In September 2020, the American Chamber of Commerce in Indonesia and the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia collaborated with 24 implementing partners to conduct a survey of 264 firms with operations in the Southeast Asian region to gauge the impact of and responses to the COVID-19 pandemic. The majority of companies have Indonesia as their principal domicile, followed by the Philippines and the United States. Predominant sectors of those surveyed include services, information and communications technology, tourism and hospitality, and energy. Almost all firms have been negatively impacted in some way by COVID-19, with 88.5% reporting adverse impacts to varying degrees of severity. On average, companies experienced a moderately adverse impact. 3/4 of respondents have experienced a reduction in output, revenue, or sales across all countries of operation. By far the greatest factor contributing to the negative impact is demand, with 78% of the respondents citing it as the main reason. In addition to demand shock, several respondents identify lockdown and travel restrictions as the main cause of the difficulties. Supply chain disruptions are a significant concern, with 72.65% of respondents experiencing some degree of disruption. Of these, most report difficulties obtaining imported inputs. In response to the challenges of the pandemic, 88% of firms have shifted to a work-from-home policy. 46% have implemented hiring freezes. 33% have reduced the number of employees. 24% are considering reducing overseas operation or production. 7% are considering reshoring to their country of domicile. 46% of respondents are planning to make new investments in 4IR technology. And 64% of these stated that this decision was influenced by COVID-19. Most respondents believe that it will take until Q2 2021 or later for business activities to stabilize. In a similar survey conducted in Indonesia in April, 36.4% of respondents were optimistic that business activities would have returned to normal in 6 months. However, in the later survey, 67% of Indonesian respondents do not expect activities to stabilize until the second quarter of 2021 or later. In Indonesia, longer-term expectations had a more negative slant in April. 31.8% of respondents believed that there would be a significant impact, 50% a moderate impact. In September, just 12% anticipated a significantly adverse impact over the next 2 years, while 23.5% expected a moderately adverse impact. 57% expect innovations to result from the pandemic. Expected areas of innovation are automation, robotics, digitalization, e-commerce, and online events. Changes that are anticipated to become permanent after the COVID-19 pandemic include video conferences, working from home, and decreased travel. According to respondents, migration, free movement, and tax incentives are among the areas that should be addressed by ASEAN to mitigate the impact of the pandemic. To download the full survey report, visit ERIA.org.